have a pretty involved pre-production process. I write all the songs and I send it around to the other guys, and then they give me some of their feedback. Even though I'm like writing most of the actual music, everyone's still getting their input on the arrangements. We didn't like bring in Mike until after the album was already written and mostly recorded, so he didn't end up, having any real input on the process this time. But he's a great shredder. He handles like a lot of the dueling solos live. And for Ryan, he's like a really solid bassist. He has a really good sense of where to place harmonies, or some section needs extra punch. He'll like play octaves or power chords or something like that. 2-1-2. 2-1-2.
Oh.
Why is it that bass players never do their homework? And then Brian, his style is a lot more like hardcore. He has his particular way of playing. Some of the things that I may instinctively think of on drums, Brian would have a different approach. I wanted to introduce a lot more melody. I wanted to have a lot of harmonies and leads and solos, big fucking riffs, a lot of fast blast beats, because more is more. Recording here, we can kind of relax and take our time to get good takes and not have to worry about rushing through everything because we've only got like 5 days built in the studio. If we don't make it in 5 days, and we're screwed.
Plays the Pornhub theme.
What?
The Pornhub theme. We were talking.
What?
I don't know what those two are doing. So for like the drum sound, it's like a Tama Imperial Star kit. For the snare, I have a Ludwig Black Beauty 6.5. Root crashes. I got this ridiculous Minel like Mega Bell ride. The bell is like 80% of the cymbal, and it just like cuts through everything like crazy. I guess I was trying to go for a more natural and raw drum sound. I didn't want it to be like super clean and polished and like super produced. I guess I have a lot of crust and grindcore running in my head, so I just tend towards more raw sounds.
Is this your first solo?
No, we've been recording this album for like 3 or 4 months now, so I have a couple of solos already recorded, but I still have a bunch more that need to be finished, and I guess we'll see how far we can get today. Everything was recorded DI first, because I recorded guitars like way before we even started drums. We've got a blend of like 2 amps here. It's Mesa 4x12, got V30s in it. This is Warm Audio 87, clone of the Neumann 80 U87. Bayer M160, this is a ribbon mic. It's an SM58. This one's hooked up to a Marshall DSL. And the Mesa cab I've got running with this PV VTM 120. That's like a PV clone of the Marshall JCM. I use the Axe FX for recording DI. Then everything's reamped here through this radial box. This one, Lone Wolf left-hand Wrath, that's going through the VTM. That is the Angry Swede, and that's going through the Marshall DSL. Basically, I was trying to kind of achieve a similar huge chainsaw sound by blending those 2 amps and cabs and trying to not get it too grating in the high frequencies there. And also a big part of that was Brian's bass performance. With that one, we also recorded DI, and I blended the DI with Taylor Young's SDL Tone Hub pack. There was like a period of time, about like 2 years ago, where I was recording a bunch of EPs and splits for my war grind band, Hokuto Grind Pen. Recording live drums, recording real amps and cabs rather than amp sims. So that, you know, really gave me a lot of practice and knowledge of how to use this room to get good sounds. But there are just some really specific things about the mix that I want exactly the way I hear them, and it can be difficult to communicate that to another engineer. At the beginning of March, I turned over the final mixes to Jubian. He's like worked on all the RTS stuff that I've put out. You know, I really respect his vision and his ears and the way that, you know, he sees music. So, you know, I'm really glad to have him handle the mastering for our album again. I think it turned out great. Everyone in the band is like super proud of how it turned out. I don't know when you guys out there are going to be seeing this video, but I hope you guys like what you hear.